All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is October 31st, 2022. I want to wish everybody a very happy Halloween. We are starting off tonight's live stream on the corner of West 58th Street and Broadway. I just left the office. Now, even though the markets were markedly lower today, we did end on a positive note on a monthly time frame. So if you look at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, all having a fantastic October. So if we look at where the S&P 500 closed today, closing October at 3,871. If you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average or the Dow 30, closing October at 32,732. And then the NASDAQ Composite closing October at 10,988. So if we look at some quick technical levels here, I think it's appropriate now that we've had our monthly close. Tomorrow will be the first business day of the month. It'll be November 1st. So if you look at the NASDAQ, it is below its 200-week moving average, which is not good. However, the S&P 500 is also actually above its 200-week. However, it is below a declining 50-week moving average. So that's something to watch. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is well above its 200-week. However, it seems to be finding some resistance, bulking up right against the declining 50-week moving average. If we take a look at the Dixie or the dollar index, trading at 111, the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield trading at 4.050% on the day. And then that 30-year fixed rate mortgage, according to bankrate.com, is trading at 7.32%. I think breaching a new record high, at least a 52-week high. But with that being said, everybody, let's see who we have in the chat, and I wish you all a very happy Halloween. I see Otto is here. Good to see you. BK Will says number one. What's up from California? I see Delia Kelly says, hey, good night. Mitty Matty says, hey. Crypto Guy says, good evening. Good to see you. I see the one and only Chris Beeman from Arizona. Good to see you, Chris. I see Paulette. Warwalker says, boo, Tomcat and Mods. Good to see you. Dan Zhang says, hey, Tom, thank you for the Halloween stream in the rain. Yeah, it's just starting to rain right now. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to downpour or not. Hopefully, we do not have a big downpour, but we'll see. Birdie is here, says good night. George Hernandez says happy Halloween, Tom. Hope you're having a good one. And FredX, what's up, dude? Long time no see. I trust you're well. Good to see you, FredX. You know, let me show you guys a beautiful view of 157 here on Billionaires Row. I had dinner in this building tonight at 157. And then right here you have the beautiful Central Park Tower, and the one with the gold top is 220 Central Park South. Beautiful buildings here on Manhattan's Billionaires Row. However, we will be heading downtown tonight. It may be a shorter than normal stream due to the rain. Celie Stahl says, hello, Tom. Great walk and good evening. Charlie Richardson is here, says happy Halloween. What's up, Charlie? Good to see you. Vinny Castellano, welcome, everybody. So as we've been talking about on the live stream, this is going to be a very, very critical week on Wall Street for a couple of reasons. And I think it may be appropriate just to review those reasons, because tomorrow, November 1st, I will not be doing a podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. I will be traveling, okay? So I will be in the air tomorrow, November 1st. I am flying back to Miami, Florida. And then it's about a 50% chance that we do have a live stream on November 2nd. Okay, I just want you to be aware of that because I do have a golf event to go to on Wednesday. So I think the main things to look for is, number one, tomorrow is when we get the Institute for Supply Management Purchasing Managers Index, or the PMIs. So just as a quick review, on the first business day of every single month, we hear from the Institute for Supply Management as they release those PMI numbers. Now, consensus is that economists across the board on Wall Street are projecting about a 50 reading. So as we reviewed on our stock market, a look ahead live stream on Sunday, we talked about the PMIs are in this egregious downtrend or deceleration. And if you look at the trajectory of the PMIs, so I actually gave you guys a link to a pretty good database. Oh, look at these guys. It's Super Mario, and it looks to be a pineapple. Very nice. I give them a 9, I think I give them like a 9.3 out of 10 for the creativity there, especially with the pineapple guy. In any event, I gave you guys access to a pretty, so once again, exclamation point ISM in the chat. It's going to bring you to a link to ycharts.com. And it goes back about 12 years of data from the Institute for Supply Management PMIs. Now, what you could do with this is you could export that data to an Excel spreadsheet and make a model showing the trajectory of those PMIs, right? So I always say that the PMIs is sort of like looking at the business cycle in real time. So we know that a reading above 50 signals expansion in the manufacturing sector of the US economy, and a reading below 50 signals contraction in the manufacturing sector. However, it's more of the trajectory of those numbers. Jeez, anybody see that? These cab drivers are nuts, man. So it's more so the trajectory of those numbers. And ever since November of 2021, I believe this guy's dressed up as Where's Waldo. We'll give him an 8.3. Pretty good, not bad. But ever since November of 2021, we have put in a top in the PMIs, I believe at about 68, and we've been very steadily decelerating ever since, and thus the major equity indices have rolled over. Hey, Blues Rider is here. What's going on? Good to see you. Chris Beeman, Dusty Cole is here. Eyes Up. MSK is here. Welcome, MSK. Sinjib says, hey, Tom, happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Rachel Abreu is here. Says, hey, Tom, hope all's well. I cannot wait for your Miami live streams. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate it. So real quick, this building actually used to be the headquarters of Bad Boy Entertainment. So Sean Combs, P. Diddy's company used to be right here. And now the entire thing is abandoned and run down. However, the good news, everybody, because this building is in prime location here in Midtown Manhattan, I believe the building is going to be demolished and they're going to reconstruct either luxury apartments or a multi-purpose, multi-use building. So that's good news. Good news there. Rozzy is here, says, hey, good to see you. Susanna H says, hello, Tom, and everybody, happy Halloween. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. We are walking down Broadway tonight. We are going to be finishing our live stream in Greenwich Village. But right now we are outside of the Ed Sullivan Theater at the Late Show. Dan Zhang, what's up, man? Says, Tom, next time when you're coming back to New York, the weather will be totally different. One word is cold. Oh my God, dude, you're right. You know, I did say though that over the past couple of years here in New York, especially if you think about like Thanksgiving and Christmas, over the past few years it's been pretty warm. It's actually not been too bad. You know, usually where it's really, really freezing cold on the streams is in like January, February. So I think we may be good. I mean, hopefully. Now tonight it's just a little bit rainy, but it's not cold. So the weather's actually pretty good. Eddie is here, says happy Halloween. What's up, Eddie? Always a pleasure seeing you. TM says happy Halloween. Welcome, TM. Trust you well. So we are about to walk in front of the Sheraton Hotel. Very nice hotel. I've stayed there before. Melee is here. Says, hey, Tom, and happy Halloween, everybody. What's up? Greg's the CBS Late Show. Yeah, so that is the Ed Sullivan Theater. And I believe Stephen Colbert of the Colbert Report, they do the, what is it called? The Late Show? I think it's right there with Stephen Colbert. I think they film it in that building, Ed Sullivan Theater. Eddie says, oh, you're not in Miami tonight. Not tonight. So I will be traveling all day tomorrow. So we will not be having a live stream, unfortunately, tomorrow, because I will be traveling all day. So everybody, you see this big building here, Barclays. Now, this is the Barclays Investment Bank. But the interesting thing is, it used to be the headquarters of Lehman Brothers. And Lehman Brothers was the major investment bank. CEO was Dick Fuld. And when they went under, that pretty much sparked the very, very beginning of the great financial crisis. Once Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy. And now right in that building is Barclays. Barry Bell says happy Halloween and good evening. Good to see you, Barry Bell. Thanks for joining us. R2D2 says winter is coming. Yeah. So the major equity indices across the board were lower today. However, I think a lot of the action we saw in the stock market today was in anticipation of what is going to be happening tomorrow and Wednesday. This store is called Madison Treasures. Really beautiful stuff here. Now, would you guys say that this is all real jade here, or do you think some of it is fake and maybe some of it is real? Beautiful, beautiful stuff here, though. I think the market is waiting in anticipation for the Federal Reserve's meeting, which is going to officially start tomorrow and end on Wednesday. Right now, we are across the street from the French investment bank, which is BNP Paribas. And as you know, I told that story a while back. A helicopter crash landed on the building. But BNP Paribas is a very gorgeous building here. So on Wednesday, we will be hearing from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell as he will set the tone for monetary policy. Now, consensus on Wall Street is that we will be getting a 75 basis point rate hike, which will bring the new Fed funds rate to a target range of about 3.75% and 4%, which would pretty much bring us in line with the Federal Reserve's original target to say that the Fed funds rate is going to hit 4.25% by the end of the year. So it seems like we're right on track. Now, we reviewed this once before, but last week, the Bank of Canada actually came out here and threw us a little bit of a surprise. Instead of raising interest rates 75 basis points, they toned it down a bit with a soft, quote-unquote, soft pivot with a solid 50 basis point rate hike. That's a good Halloween costume there to the left. But I think we're going to get a solid 75 basis point rate hike. And the market is going to be looking for any clues as to what the Federal Reserve will be doing at the December meeting. Because if Fed Chairman Jerome Powell comes on the loudspeaker, for lack of a better terminology, on Wednesday, and says something along the lines of, we're going to be doing a 75 basis point rate hike this time. However, we want to slow the pace of all rate hikes going forward so we can wait for new and emerging economic data to see if our initial rate hikes are causing a slowdown in the economy and already having a material impact on inflation. And if that happens, I think you're going to see this market rally hard. So I don't really think it matters about what the interest rate hike is. I think the market is going to be forward looking next week or on Wednesday to say, you know, everybody, it's already priced in. I mean, if you look at the futures market, it's pricing in about a 90% probability of a 75 basis point rate hike. So everybody knows that. It's baked into the cake. But we're going to be looking for some clues as to what the Fed may do at their December meeting. Dan Zhang says, Tom, wasn't BNP Paribas one of the first banks that started to exit the subprime mortgage madness that caused the chain reaction in France? Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. So Dan, here's the interesting thing, and we did this live stream in September. Now, does anybody remember right here, 745 Broadway, or 745 7th Avenue, excuse me. This is where you had all of those very famous photos of all the investment bankers walking out of the doors here with carrying cardboard boxes, and all the media was taking photographs of them. And this is when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt, went under. And now we have Barclays Investment Bank taking their place. And I think the building looks awesome with this sort of LED screen here. Kind of looks interesting. Rob H, what's up, my friend? Says, hey Tom, how high do you think mortgage rates will go? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 8% mortgage rates by the end of the year. That would not surprise me. I think as of recording this video, according to bankrate.com, I believe the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is going for about 7.32%, I think, which is just, I mean, decimating the housing market. Not so much in terms of price yet, but transaction volume. I mean, we talked about the data we got from the National Association of Realtors as they announced their existing home sales data. And that data has been decelerating almost every single month, falling off a cliff. Last week, we actually heard from the Census Bureau as they announced their new home sales data, and that decelerated, I think, the fastest ever. So I believe maybe Q1 and Q2 of next year is when we're going to start to see the really, really big price declines. Now, about 3 or 4 streams ago, I actually told you guys that I'm seeing a huge amount of price cuts across the board in 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartments here in Manhattan, ranging about $25,000 to $55,000 price cuts here in New York City, which is good news for anybody looking to buy. I think you're going to get some really, really good deals in about, a couple quarters from now. So if you're a first-time home buyer, maybe looking to buy your first apartment or your first investment property, I think prices are going to come down, and come down rather nicely over the next couple quarters. So just be patient. Prices are going to come down, and that is your time to capitalize on these opportunities. But I don't know, what do you think? What do you think, if you had to guess, what do you think the 30-year fixed rate mortgage will be on New Year's Eve at the end of the year? Thoughts on that? All right, team, so here we are. West 47th Street, 7th Avenue, the very, very start of Times Square. If you look all the way down, this is actually where they dropped the ball on New Year's. And hopefully we'll actually be doing live stream on New Year's Eve here in New York. You never know. So R2D2 says you think it's going to be 9%. Ryan Beck says you think the interest rates are going to drop maybe to about 6.5. That would be interesting. Jimmy Boyle says 8.5%. Hey, Latha says happy Halloween, Tom, and everybody in the chat. Hope you're well. 7.499% is the current rate on a 30-year fixed, with the 700 to 717 credit score in Cali. Wow. Sam says happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Austin City Limits, what's going on, my friend? Mr. Bel Air Potato says hello from LA. Good to see everybody from Los Angeles. All right, so let's do this. I'm not sure if I have the mental fortitude tonight to be able to make it all the way through Times Square. So what I think we may do is cut across 1 Avenue and then go over, and then make our way down to Greenwich Village. But a lot of people out tonight for a Monday Halloween. Look at this dinosaur here, this T-Rex. Jonathan Richards, good to see you, my friend. I'll give you guys a quick shot of Times Square, and then we'll try to maneuver around it as we make our way to the village. Hey, Oscar is here. Good to see you, Oscar. Thanks for joining. So we're gonna walk over 1 Avenue and then down, just so we could avoid the Times Square madness. A lot of car traffic too here in the city today. Hey, Western Mass Dave is here. This is Happy Halloween. Good to see you, Dave. What's up? Ali Star says good evening, Tom. It is buzzing tonight for sure. I see Bay Area Boss says hello from Oakland, California. Good to see you. Let's sort of make our move around here. And then this should bring us right into the Diamond District where we can make a right. If you look all the way in the distance, you see these little 2 poles. That's the official start of the Diamond District here in Midtown Manhattan. Wow, Jamie Massetti says, Tom, Iran may get banned from the World Cup. Really? That's crazy. I didn't hear that. Hey, Billy is here. Says, you think any costumes will break past the milk and cookie resistance tonight? I mean, maybe. I hope so. You know, they set the bar pretty high, and that was the first costume we ever saw on the stream. But I think as we maybe get closer to the village, I think I'm gonna get a little bit more bullish on the costumes here. I'm about an equal weight right here in Midtown. So Midtown on Halloween is usually, you know, like an equal weight. But I'm definitely overweight Halloween costumes in the village. That's when things get really crazy. So maybe I would do a little bit of a pair trade here on Halloween and go long Greenwich Village, maybe short Midtown Manhattan. I think maybe that would be a good pair trade for Halloween. JPEG43, good to see you. Says, hey Tom, does anybody ever say hi to you on the street? Sometimes. We've ran into some really nice people before, and I appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, so we did have a couple notable earnings reports today that I briefly wanted to talk about. And the reason why I want to cover it is because tomorrow is really going to be the big earnings day. We are going to be hearing from AMD, which is a major semiconductor company. We are also going to hear from a lot of oil and gas companies, energy, I'd say overall. We're going to hear from Devon Energy, Marathon Petroleum. And speaking of taxi cabs and transportation, we're also going to be hearing from Uber tomorrow as they report their Q3 earnings report, which should be interesting to see. And then we're going to round out the day with ticker symbol SPG, which is Simon Property Group, which actually owns and operates a REIT, or a real estate investment trust. So I'm definitely going to be listening in on that. Oh, I think this guy is, which costume was that we just passed the guy in the red? I forget what it was, but maybe it was like a Marvel superhero character, something like that. Who knows? But today, we actually heard from a very large semiconductor company, NXP Semiconductor. I believe they trade under the ticker symbol NXPI. And they actually had a really, really good quarter. They beat analysts' expectations on both the top and the bottom line. If we talk about EPS, or earnings per share, this guy's hammering on the bell here. EPS came in at $4.98 on revenue of $3.45 billion. Now, Wall Street analysts were expecting about $3.66 of EPS. So if you do the math, that's about a 36.07% earnings surprise to the upside. So good news there. I think that may carry over into AMD's earnings tomorrow. So be aware of that. Only Y9, says Deadpool. Bay Area Boss says, I'm subscribed to this page, but what is your occupation? I'm in enterprise tech sales. So I sell software and hardware into Fortune 500 and Global 2000 companies. But thank you for subscribing to the channel. Zachary McCain says, Deadpool. That was a pretty good costume, right? Now, my favorite is when we walk past all the dogs with the Halloween costumes. Those are awesome. All right, real quick, check this out. The color schemes on all the buildings in Manhattan are going to be to die for tonight. Right on the corner of 44th Street, you can see the beautiful One Vanderbilt building lit up in all orange, probably for Halloween. Now, as we make our push down to Bank of America Tower, which is right on the corner of 42nd Street, we'll be able to have a really good view of the one and only Empire State Building. So hopefully the color scheme is amazing on that tonight. Yeah, John says the EV industry will be a big boom. So the CEO was on the earnings call, obviously, for NXP Semiconductor. And I would say the verbiage was actually fairly good. They said, not verbatim, if I remember correctly, he said we had a really, really good quarter and we were able to manage a very troublesome macroeconomic environment, right, that we're in. Higher interest rates, a lot of customers are pulling back on spending, but they did say that two industries in particular held up very well. And let me see what your comment was. I want to see who posted that. So to John Silva's point, the EV industry is going to be a boom. On the earnings call of NXP Semiconductor, they actually said just that. They said our two main strength points in Q3 was a very, very robust automotive sector. Wow, check this out. All right, what do you guys give the Empire State Building here on the corner of 42nd Street and Avenue of the Americas? I mean, I think this color scheme is probably about a 9.7. I mean, I don't think you can get better than that. And it's not raining too bad either, so I think it looks beautiful here. Hey, Mr. Howard is here. What's up? Good to see you. Latha with the 10 out of the 10. I agree. Yeah, so I mean, if we think about, now I will say this, okay, because I think long term, I think it's safe to say that I am bullish on semiconductor stocks in general. However, we can't ignore the fact that we are in a screaming, raging bear market. Okay, so here's one of the things that I do to sort of keep an eye on the overall health of the semiconductor sector. Oh, it's starting to get really windy. I may have to put on the microphone. All right, hold that thought, rate this costume here. I'm not too sure what it is. It's a bunny rabbit with maybe a knife. I kind of like it. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go 8-1 on the bunny rabbit with the knife. Just because I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's an 8-1. Hey, Julia M, what's up? War Walker with the 4. Oh my God. All right, I respect it. Good to see you, War Walker. Thanks for joining. We are outside of the Salesforce Tower here, enterprise software company under the ticker symbol CRM. CEO is Mark Benioff. I think he was actually nominated to be the CEO of the year. And this is right across the street from the Winter Village here. Julia M says, what did I miss? Not too much. You know, we just briefly gave an overview of the markets. Obviously today, being October 31st, was the official last trading day of the month. But the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the S&P 500 all finishing markedly higher on the month. However, we did have a little bit of a down day in the market today. And I think that's to be expected because the market is in sort of a holding pattern, waiting to see what the Federal Reserve will do come Wednesday as they announce their, well, alleged 75 basis point rate hike. NJB says, I heard why monsters don't like to eat ghosts, because they taste like sheet. That's a hilarious joke. I appreciate Halloween jokes in the chat if you guys have them. Barry Bell says, Salesforce used to be New York telephone headquarters. Did it really? So Salesforce Tower used to be New York telephone headquarters. Interesting. Huh. Oh, we got a Tesla. Maybe the Tesla broke down in the middle of the road. Or maybe he's just waiting for somebody. Hopefully it didn't break down. Yeah, but Julia, that's about it. And then we sort of talked about NXP Semiconductor. They reported earnings today. So back on track. I'm going to give you guys sort of what I look like. Not what I look like. God. I'm going to give you guys an insight to what I look for when gauging the health of the overall semiconductor sector. As you guys can tell, it's a Monday. I'm not as sharp as I am on maybe Wednesday. All right, anyway, so if you look at ticker symbol SOX, right, that is the indice that tracks all the broad-based semiconductors, right? So it's called the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, or the SOX. And I think it's best to wait for a material upturn in the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index before you dive in here and buy individual names such as maybe NVIDIA, NXP Semiconductor, AMD, because right now, if you go to tradingview.com or any sort of trading software that you use and you type in ticker symbol SOX, if you throw a 50-day moving average on there, as well as a 200-day moving average, we are well below the 50 and the 200 in a screaming downtrend. I think this guy is a pizza. Oh no, he's a beer. That's a pretty good one. What do you guys think on that? That wasn't too bad, the beer. So it's best to stay away from something that's well below its 50, well below its 200. And the 50-day and the 200-day are curling over in extreme downtrends, pointing down. You want to wait for the major indices to break above those key moving averages, maybe wait for a couple earnings reports to come through, and then maybe you could start to hammer down to some individual ideas. And just keep in mind that semiconductors are very cyclical in nature. However, as we talk about on the podcast all the time, if you think about the main innovation that is going to be coming about, I would say over the next maybe 5 to 10 years, it is all going to require semiconductors. I think it was John who put in the chat EVs, so electric vehicles. I believe according to Barron's, the average EV requires about 2 times as many semiconductors or chipsets as a traditional automobile. You think about all the new innovation with cloud computing, data centers, and AI. That's all going to require semiconductors. Think about IoTs. We did an entire stream on remote patient monitoring as it relates to healthcare. So I think long term, definitely bullish on the semiconductor industry in general, but as the classic saying goes, how low can these stocks go? You know, we don't want to be here to stick around to find out. So it's best to wait for a material uptrend. Hey, Joan K is here. Good to see you, Joan. Thanks so much. Bay Area boss is, did you say you sell computer software, sir? It's a little bit everything. It's broad-based. But I mainly sell into large hospitals, home healthcare agencies. So you could think about like EVV software, electronic visit verification, traditional telecom, and SD-WAN, things like that. That's what I sell. Soho, good to see you. Ed T says, I'm hoping for another leg down on tech to build my positions. Hey Tom, good to see you, Ed T. Thanks for joining. Well, here's one thing I noticed about a lot of these tech stocks. Now, we've been reviewing this for a long time, but here's the good news. And I'm gonna do a very, very deep dive tomorrow as I'm on the plane back to Miami, because usually when we have a monthly close, right, so the last trading day of the month, I like to look at a broad-based range of charts. I'll probably go through 200 to 300 charts on a monthly time frame. And one of the things I'm noticing right now is a lot of the, let's say, very high beta SaaS companies. That's a really nice Tesla right there. So a lot of the high beta, high growth SaaS companies, software as a service, they made their low in May. But if you've been noticing, not many of them have broken below their May low. Many of them have retested it, but they could be trying to form a basing pattern here. And I think as earnings roll by, and if earnings come in well, then maybe some analysts will sort of tap their portfolio managers on the shoulder and say, look, you know, earnings are holding up. They're growing their earnings, they're growing their revenues. Their margins are maintaining intact. Now, one of the things that we like to look for, especially in an environment of inflation, is we want to watch for margin compression. And so far, some of these companies are maintaining their gross margins. However, I would say the companies that are able to maintain their gross margins will probably find the most investment dollars. But I don't know, just something I've been noticing. A lot of the high growth that has been pounded down, 70, 80%. It seems like they're holding their May lows so far. Gail Arnold says, Tom, did you miss the parade in New York City? I did. I was at work. So check out the Empire State Building from here. Beautiful color scheme tonight for Halloween. But yeah, Gail, I missed the parade. Pretty much once I start streaming at 8:30 is when I get off of work. So unfortunately, I did have to miss that. But it looked great. I had it up on one of my monitors. And it looked kind of cool. Ruger is here, says hello from Louisiana. Good to see you. Welcome. Clen Shreen says, where do kids in New York City trick or treat? Just go up and down the apartment complexes? So that's a good question. I'll tell you where a lot of the kids go. So if you go to the Upper West Side of Manhattan, it's actually a very, very big place for that sort of trick-or-treating activity. A lot of brownstones. I would say anywhere between 72nd Street. Well, let me say anywhere between like 65th Street and maybe 90th Street is very, very big on that. I remember Halloween up there used to be crazy when I worked on 83rd Street back in my college days. And also in the boroughs as well. Places of Brooklyn are crazy for Halloween. Some places in Queens, Staten Island. But it's a good question. I mean, a lot of the times we'll do these live streams in Midtown Manhattan, so it could seem like, where would anybody go trick-or-treating here? But there's a lot of places to do it, especially in Greenwich Village. Yeah, Julia M. Park Slope. Now, Park Slope is a really, really nice neighborhood in Brooklyn. I actually used to coach soccer there in Park Slope back in the day. All right, so we're making good timing. This is West 33rd Street and 6th Avenue headed downtown. We are going to be going to the Village tonight. Hey, G. Shep is here. Says the parade is still going on down in Greenwich Village. Oh, is it really? It's still going on? When did it start? Does anybody know? Oh, I think these two are maybe Harry Potter, potentially. All right, fun Halloween fact. I've never seen not one movie of Harry Potter. Anybody else in the chat has not seen a single movie of Harry Potter? Hey, Michelle K says tomorrow's my birthday. What's up, Michelle? Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a good one. Wow, Laytha, you haven't seen Harry Potter either. Interesting. Usually when I say that, everybody's like, what? You gotta be kidding me. No way, almost everybody in the chat is saying they haven't seen Harry Potter, but whenever I'm at work or something or talking with friends and I tell them I haven't seen Harry Potter, they all flip out on me. So if we continue down here, this is into Koreatown. One more shot of the Empire State Building as we make our way down. Tim Bray says, me, I haven't seen a single Harry Potter. You guys are crazy. That is insane. Well, that's how we know the YouTube algorithm is like so ridiculously good. Because the YouTube algorithm usually serves up content to people that are like-minded. And that's insane. I can't believe that. Hey, the investigator's here. This is Walks from Wall Street. I would much rather listen to you. I appreciate that, the investigator. That's very kind of you to say that. Clay says, my wife and I play a game where I... Ah, okay. Interesting. Tucson says, never seen a Harry Potter movie and never will. All right, this is getting too crazy. That's nuts. Hey, Remy is here. Good to see you. Happy Halloween. All right, we are now, I guess, officially out of the Midtown craziness. It should get a little bit more quiet here. So we're not going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. What I will do is I'll post some of my thoughts on the market on our YouTube community page. So make sure you're subscribed for that. So hit the subscribe button if you are not already. So here's sort of my outlook, okay? Because we talked about NXP Semiconductor today that reported. They beat on both the top and the bottom line. Earnings per share coming in at $4.98 on about $3.45 billion worth of revenue. Talking about the gross margin piece, NXP Semiconductor actually was able to maintain their gross margins at about 57%, which is good news, especially in this environment. Now, before we move on, I actually wrote down a little bit of an excerpt of what the CEO of NXP Semiconductor said on the call. So he said, and I quote, oh, what is this guy? I think maybe a pepperoni pizza? You guys got to keep a sharp eye out in the chat for awesome Halloween costumes if I miss them. Oops, sorry. But anyway, so the CEO comes on the earnings call. Hold on, we got Dalmatians coming up. Always have to pause for the Dalmatians. Check these guys out. Wow. So 2 Dalmatians and the owners are also dressed up as Dalmatians. I think that beats out the cookies and milk. I think that I'm gonna give them a 9-9. What do you guys think on that? Anytime you incorporate your pets with the Halloween costumes, you're gonna get extra points from me. 10? All right. Agreed. So the CEO said, overall in Q3, we performed very well. We were impacted by the weakening macro environment, as many of our competitors were. And we were also impacted in our consumer exposed IoT business. Now, at the time, demand in both automotive and industrial markets showed extreme resiliency in the quarter, leading to our beat. So this sort of aligns with what we talk about, right? If you had your automotive and industrial markets business continue to be resilient, well, that makes sense, because if you think about this huge push we have towards EVs or electric vehicles, the average EV has about 2 times the amount of semiconductors or chipsets than the average non-EV has. So the demand is huge. Oh, I think this guy is the Joker. These are pretty good costumes here. So right off the bat, you have more demand for EVs heading into the future. As you talk about maybe some of the industrial markets, you could think about automating a lot of processes away, which we actually covered during our review of Amazon's live stream, or Amazon's earnings report. And the last thing he said is, we are looking ahead and we will remain cautious due to the macro headwinds in this uncertain environment of inflationary pressures and a still weakening supply chain. So even though, and they said a lot of other stuff in the earnings call too, but they said the supply chain has gotten better, but it still continues to be weak, a weak spot. And if you listen to, I think GM reported earnings last week, Tesla as well, they also noted issues in their supply chain with the semiconductor shortage, so demand remained strong. So overall, I think it was a pretty good report. And I think that will probably, well, at least it leads me to believe that AMD will probably have a pretty good quarter as well. However, AMD tends to be a little bit more geared towards... Yeah, what's up?
I used to watch your video, or I still do watch your video.
Oh, thank you, man. What's your name?
Nick.
Oh, Nick, nice to meet you,
Nice
man.
to meet you.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much. Have a good one. Happy Halloween. I was a nice guy. But sort of AMD tends to be more geared towards computer chips and the like. And my concern there is we had massive amounts of pull forward during the coronavirus pandemic, when we had massive amounts of government stimulus given to a lot of state and local governments, as well as large educational systems, in order to bridge the digital divide by buying things like Chromebooks, connected laptops. So I think a lot of that spending is going to slow down, so that may hit AMD's earnings, but we'll see. Oh, G-Shep says, Tom, are you headed down 6th? Yes, so we are. All right, let's focus on where we are here. So this is 6th Avenue and West 26th Street. So I guess we're gonna hit into the parade. Wow, I didn't know it was still going on. It must be a long parade if it started at 7. Hey, Rob is here. Says, hey, everybody. Was watching another live stream. Happy Halloween. Hey, Rob, good to see you. Happy Halloween to you too. Alexis Garcia says, hey, Tom, happy Halloween. Right back at you, my friend. Anybody in the chat, maybe that has kids that went out trick-or-treating tonight? How was it? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys were safe. Everything was good. Please, God. Hey, Destructionist, what's up? Good to see you. Happy Halloween to you, your family, and your dogs as well. Lori E is here. Mike MTL says it's $20,000 for a replacement Tesla battery. So Mike, here's actually something interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. So, I mean, unfortunately, I do have some friends who were really, really impacted by Hurricane Ian in Fort Myers, Florida. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but supposedly there's a huge issue with a lot of EVs that were unfortunately exposed to a lot of the salt water from the massive, you could really call it unprecedented storm surge. So a lot of these Tesla vehicles are actually catching fire in a lot of people's garages. So one of the things that the Fort Myers fire department said is if you have a Tesla and it was impacted by the storm surge, do not keep it in your garage. You gotta move it out to the street because it could quite literally catch fire and burn your house down. So that is a huge issue. Huge, huge issue. Das says hello from Australia's capital. Wow, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Mike MTL says lithium ignites if water gets into the EV battery. Whoa, somebody says lots of trick-or-treaters here in Orlando, Florida. How much did you give out? Hold on, let me scroll down to that comment. That was insane. Chu Chan says, hey Tom, lots of trick-or-treaters here in Orlando, Florida. Gave out over 100 pieces of candy so far. Jeez. Bird Dog says, Tom, it's not just Tesla. This is with any electric vehicle, be it a bike or anything that you are charging should not be in the house when dealing with extreme voltage, but what do I know? Yeah, so I totally agree with you. I think more along the lines of the issue was it's being exposed to salt water. So the issue with, I would say mostly where this is happening at a larger scale is in towns and cities across Florida that were impacted by Hurricane Ian, right? So you think about, parts of Tampa, Florida, especially Fort Myers. The storm surge, I think at its highest point was about 10 feet, which is similar, and I think maybe a little bit worse to what it was here in New York during Hurricane Sandy, which we actually just passed the anniversary of Hurricane Sandy. So supposedly a lot of the EV batteries that were exposed to salt water when the storm surge happened. Oh, who is this? What do you think this is? Some type of costume, I don't know. But yeah, they're catching fire, so. Quim says, what kind of manufacturing is that? Why wouldn't it not isolate water from the battery? So that's sort of out of my wheelhouse. I'm not an engineer. I'm just sort of reporting the news that and supposedly the problem isn't really with just water, it's with salt water, okay? Because actually, I think it's better for an EV to drive through floodwaters if it's just regular fresh water, but the problem is the salt water, according to the fire department. But maybe some of the engineers could chime in. But look, that's just a little piece of data that's been a big issue. So if you're in Fort Myers or anywhere that you were exposed to the storm surge, they're telling you to pull the car out of the garage because they are catching fire. Yeah, Bird Dog, that is interesting. So Bird Dog says salt water must be the thing because Elon says that Tesla Cybertruck can float through rivers. But doesn't talk, yeah, that's true. Doesn't talk about oceans. Yeah, supposedly the Cybertruck allegedly will be able to float for at least for a little bit.
Hey, where you are, in the top floor or the bottom floor?
All right, guys, so if you look all the way in the distance, you can see the one and only World Trade Center. And we are gonna start to see more, I would say, Halloween festivities as we head closer to the village. Oh, I think she was Harry Potter, speaking of Harry Potter. Oh, somebody says, so your lawnmower says not to mow the grass if it has dew on it. Interesting. Yeah, I have an electric lawnmower. I mow my lawn in Miami. Maybe I'll keep that in mind too. Hey, Con I am. Good to see you. NPC 007 says, hey, Tom. Good to see you, NPC. All right, so this is Trader Joe's here. Now, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of Trader Joe's. Now, on last night's live stream, we were sort of talking about the competition for grocery delivery, right? So we were talking about some M&A activity on Wall Street. Kroger and Albertsons. Now, supposedly the FTC is going to come in here and make Albertsons spin off at least some of their stores into a subsidiary, saying that they don't want the formation of a monopoly. But I mean, Walmart and Amazon have such a competitive advantage just due to the infrastructure alone that, I don't know, I sort of disagree with that. I don't think that they should be able to, or be forced to do that, in my view. Hey, Canales here. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Look at this. This is Grimaldi's of Brooklyn, it says. Brick oven pizza. A lot of people with Halloween stuff out here. Anthony says, is this time to buy KR or ACI since the merger will take place in the future? So you may be insinuating some merger arbitrage there. So I don't know, I can't really advise on that, but speaking of merger arbitrage, I do have to mention this. Let's just wait for these cars to roll past here. So the Twitter deal has officially closed, right? Twitter deal is officially set in stone. And at the time when Elon Musk was trying to break out of the Twitter deal because he overpaid for it, Carl Icahn made a bet and accumulated a ton of Twitter stock, I think in the low 30s. And sort of his thesis was that Elon Musk was not going to be able to get out of buying Twitter. Just due to Carl Icahn's experience, he was like, look, there's no way that Elon Musk is going to be able to get out of this. He's going to have to buy it at that premium valuation. So when the stock cratered off of rumors that Elon was backing out of the deal, Carl Icahn loaded up on the stock in the low 30s. Then, once Elon Musk announced that he was going to be going through with the deal, well, the stock rallied all the way back to its deal closure price. And I think Carl Icahn and his fund made something like $500 million off of it. So talk about some very interesting and successful merger arbitrage there with our friend Carl Icahn. Hey, Emerson Marquez, good to see you. Chris Hansen is here. All right, team. So this is West 19th Street. Looks like it's closed off. So it looks like we're probably gonna have to follow the crowd here and go this way and then maybe cut across. We'll see. Hey, Deep Value Alex. Hey, Tom, what are you dressed up as tonight? So I guess technically, right, I could say that I'm dressed up as Walks from Wall Street. Hey, good to see you. Technically, right? Wow, look at all the people. Maybe they're just leaving the parade now. I'm surprised the rain is holding out as long as it has been. Wow, Rob says you watched the parade and it was massive. Yeah, maybe it's just winding down now because I think it started at 7, somebody said. And we usually start these live streams at 8:30, so. Hey, Natalie's here. Says, good evening, Tom and team. Happy Halloween to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. S says lithium reacts with any water and ignites. So by this means it's a natural chemical reaction. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I think, I mean, to your point, S, maybe a little bit of water, probably not a big issue, but Hurricane Ian slammed Fort Myers with a 10-foot storm surge. So that was really, the batteries, all these EV batteries were quite literally soaking in salt water for days. So that's probably why we have this problem on such a massive scale. So this is Tower Ladder 12, called the Dirty Dozen, FDNY. Big shout out to the New York City Fire Department. Love it. Hey, we have the whole entire firehouse here out hanging out. Oh, that's right. So every Halloween, the firehouse gives out, you know, candy to kids and things like that, which is nice. That's cool. So we will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm flying back to Miami, Florida, so I will be in the air. So tomorrow is the first business day of the month. Okay, November 1st. I can't even believe it. It's already November. Only 2 months left in the year. So we are going to hear from the Institute for Supply Management as they release their PMI numbers, okay? So usually the first business day of every month, we do a dedicated live stream to the Institute for Supply Management Purchasing Managers Index. Now, we won't be doing that live stream, so I'll post sort of a write-up and a synopsis on the YouTube community page for you guys to sort of see my thoughts on the report. Now, I would highly suggest that you go to the Institute for Supply Management's website, and I think at 9:00 a.m. Eastern Time is when they're going to be releasing their report. Now, consensus on Wall Street is for a 50 reading. However, I think we may come in a little bit short of that. Oh, this is a pretty good costume here. Art says residual salt within the battery or battery components can form a conductive bridges that can lead to short circuiting and self-heating of the battery, resulting in fires. Well, thank you for that. And for those joining, I just want to quickly give you guys the link to that database once again, because I think it's really useful. So if you type !ISM in the chat and click on the link that the Nightbot drops, you'll be able to have about 10 years of PMI data, and you could use it to export to an Excel spreadsheet. And in this case, you'll be able to see the business cycle in real time. So as the PMIs top out and roll over, usually so do the equity indices. So check that out. This guy has a pretty nice cape.
As a costume?
So now this is West 17th Street.
Red velvet, banana pudding, everything 100% gluten free. Get it, get it, get it.
That was a pretty good costume that just passed us. The Joker. Oh, look at this one. What is this? Oh, that may have been a Squid Game character, right? That was a huge Hello Kitty that just passed. Dan Zhang says, I can't wait for Squid Game Season 2. Is that going to be a thing? Are they going to make it another season of that? I've seen 2 episodes of Squid Game, and after that, couldn't do it anymore. But very popular Korean TV show. Very, very popular. Dan Zhang says it was announced a month ago. Well, maybe that's why Netflix popped on earnings with re-acceleration in their subscriber growth, right? Isn't Squid Game on Netflix? So maybe people are just re-upping their subscription to get the next season of Squid Game, and then they're gonna cancel. Who knows? CM, what's up? All right, I think we're probably gonna see some interesting stuff now. Wow, there's a ton of people out tonight. Yeah, Adrian, right? So Adrian's like saying it didn't really do it for me. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy it either. But then again, what do you think these two are here? This is kind of cool. It's like a massive umbrella, all types of stuff. Oh, look at this guy coming with this massive skeleton. You guys see this? All right, so the skeleton that's coming up is probably gonna be... That's a 9.3 for me, because that's a lot of work. Connor, what's up, dude? This is Tom rocking a costume. I mean, technically, yeah. Walks in Wall Street, I guess. That's a massive skeleton. Massive. Austin City Limits with the 9.5. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's going above and beyond for sure. Hey, Gregory's here. What's up? The pirates are pretty cool. All right, maybe they're not pretty cool. These guys are pretty good too. What do you guys think about this band carrying the drums? Pretty cool. Oh, a jellyfish? I think you may be right. All right, let's push down here. So usually once we hit into Washington Square Park, we're gonna see a ton of crazy stuff. If it's anything like last year, Washington Square Park is gonna be crazy. Quim says, Walks in Wall Street, what is your costume? I guess it's just Walks in Wall Street. I'm Walks in Wall Street for Halloween tonight. But if you guys are enjoying tonight's live stream, feel free to leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button if you're new. We usually go live about 5 days a week, between New York City and Miami. And we'd love to have you guys along for the ride. How's the view from up there? Let me know. Adrian, good to see you. Welcome.
Hey, bro.
Oh, the sun was pretty good. Yeah, Michael Anthony, I heard that too. There's supposedly a bad storm coming through. Hopefully my flight doesn't get canceled tomorrow. Hey, Michelle McGraw is here. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. Thanks for joining tonight. So now we are crossing West 13th Street on our way to Washington Square Park near NYU. Hey, Prince Ice is here. Says happy Halloween. Good to see you, Prince Ice. The LT Prod, good to see you. That's a good question. So somebody says, what percentage of people do you think call out the day after Halloween? I'm gonna go 45%, which is a lot of people. I think these two are Squid Game characters too. Maybe. Michael Anthony says, do you think the Fed will start a bad sell-off in the stock market if they're very hawkish? Hey. Yes, I think so. Now, Wednesday is going to be the main day. Oh, look at these M&Ms. What do you guys got a rating on the M&Ms out of 10? Traffic cone, very good. So Wednesday is the day when we are going to hear from Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. And to your point, I think the market is already pricing in or already expects a 75 basis point rate hike. So they're really just going to be concerned about the forward-looking statements from Fed Chair Jerome Powell for the December rate hike event. What do you guys think about these two costumes here? These are pretty good. John says, what was the wildest costume we've ever seen so far? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the craziest one... Oh, I know. I'll tell you guys. So during the pandemic, that Halloween, I was in Washington Square Park and there were two people that were dressed up as the coronavirus. And that was actually a really, really good costume. So they were literally inside an inflatable beach ball that was sort of all done up as the COVID virus. I thought that was funny. Maybe we'll see them again this year. We'll see.
Look at that bus. Even she said, look at that bus.
The walrus is good too. Well, okay, what do you guys think about these two guys? These are pretty good. Maybe this one is the Mountain from Game of Thrones. You guys think so? The Mountain from Game of Thrones, potentially? Yeah, Layla, the aliens were cool. I don't know where they went. Oh, they're across the street. There they are. They're at the pizza shop right there. Bill says go see the big red costume that's in front of me. I'll have to find out where he went. We'll find him. It's going to be a long night. We'll find him. Oh my God, look at this. Lee Kong says, do you guys work tomorrow? Yeah, I do, unfortunately. It's going to be a long day. And I got to travel too. Oh, this one's cool too. Hold on, I gotta show you guys this one. I think it's a box of snacks, potentially. Oh, I think this guy may be the COVID guy. Maybe a little bit tuned down. You know what? If we get lucky like we did last year, we'll see the two people dressed up as the COVID virus. I mean, they were hilarious. Hey, Long Beach says, hello from Long Beach, California. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Is this Super Mario? This one's actually pretty good too. I like the Super Mario Brothers costume. Oh, look at this, guys. I don't know what that is. Any guesses on what that thing is? All right, we got a dog dressed up as something. Let's see.
What is this, Eric?
Big fan of the dog. What do you thoughts on the dog? So we pretty much covered all the financial topics we wanted to cover. So let's just spend the rest of the stream hanging out. It's only Halloween once a year. Oh, this is a good costume, The Incredibles, I think. This guy with this kid, it's a very good costume. At least I think that's what the movie is, right? Incredibles? That's the guy from the movie Halloween, right? The skeleton? Christmas, Halloween, something? You know, it's good that the NYPD closed down the entire street. This is Greenwich Avenue on the corner of Charles Street. This one's good too, the little alien guy. That one's really good. Ah, Nightmare Before Christmas, that's what it is. You're right. The LT Prods is 9.7 on the originality for the alien. Yeah, I agree. Now, do you think any of the costumes we saw so far beat the milk and cookies from 2 nights ago, or from last night? I think it was last night. right, I think we got to go around the gates here. So once we come around the corner here, we're gonna hit into Washington Square Park. Oh, these two cows are really good. I'm gonna go 8-9 on the cows. Fair? Is that fair? 8-9 on the cows? I think that's fair. Nine, 1 for the cows, does Mike see? All right, what about the dinosaur that's here? All right, what do we got on the dinosaur? I'm gonna say 9-3 on the dinosaur, I think. I'm gonna go 9-3 on the dinosaur. 6? R2-D2 with the 6? All right. We got a big traffic jam here. Maybe we'll wait until some of the people clear out. Destructionist is, I'm shocked we have not seen a single costume from Assassin's Creed. So what would a costume from Assassin's Creed be? I'm not even sure what that would be. Yeah, Mike C, good question. Was that an actual mattress or was it a costume?
Nutcrackers, any coladas. Hey!
I think we threaded the needle pretty good on that one, right? Not bad. Wow, check out the One World Trade Center from here. That's an amazing shot of One World Trade down there. The spire is all the way in the clouds. That's awesome. All right, let's see what the best way to get to Washington Square Park is. Oh, this guy is it Aquaman or something like that? These guys are cool. Maybe we should go this way. Maybe a little bit less crowded.
Yeah, come on! Where you at?
Oh, is that Charlie Brown? All right, we'll follow Charlie Brown all the way to the promised land. Yeah, Charlie Brown's pretty solid. I'd say it's definitely in the 9s. 9.5. 10 out of 10 for Peanuts. It would be a solid 10 if he was walking a beagle. What do you guys, any thoughts on that? Charlie Brown walking a beagle? That would just win Halloween altogether. Hey, Charlie Brown, good to see you.
हम लोग नहीं करते क्या तो
Western Mass Dave. I know, it'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I'm hearing a lot of comments in the chat about the Brazilian presidential election. Just to be quite honest, I'm not really as well read up on it as I should be. So I really can't make any comments on it, to be honest. But I'm going to be on a flight all day tomorrow, so I'll do some research. Oh, this dog is dressed up as a pumpkin. 10 out of 10. Anytime we have any sort of animals dressing up, participating in the action, you get an automatic 10 just for playing. Is that fair? I think that's fair. Anytime any sort of animal makes an attempt at Halloween, automatic 10. Hey, Elizabeth is here. This is Flo from Florida. Welcome. Thanks for joining us on our Halloween stream. Really quick, I did want to say one thing before I forget. I know there's so many distractions out tonight, so... Oh, they closed down Washington Square Park. To be quite honest, I think that's probably a good idea, because 2 years ago, Washington Square Park was nuts for Halloween. But this week, and especially tomorrow, we are going to be hearing from a lot of oil companies, oil and gas, energy in general. So I think Marathon Petroleum is going to be reporting earnings. Marathon Petroleum will be reporting earnings, is also Devon Energy. So we talked about ExxonMobil and Chevron's report, beating on both the top and the bottom line. Now, I would like to say this. Q3 ended in September, obviously, so the vast majority of Q3, oil companies had the luxury of having crude elevated above $100 a barrel. Well, now, if you look at the futures contract of crude oil, ticker symbol CL, we're trading at about 86 bucks, I think. So just be aware of that as we go into Q4. Maybe that could take a big hit to profitability. Well, look at this dinosaur. What do you guys think about this one? Yeah, RS's Marathon is a strong company, agreed. All right, what is the number we got on this dinosaur here? Out of 10, what do you think? I'd say it's in the 9s, definitely in the 9s. 8.5, Warwalker with the 4, wow. I mean, to go through all that trouble has to be in the 9s. Oh, I think we just found a 10, hold on. Look at this. What is that? Whatever it is, it's a 10. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, look at this. So you can see all the way to the Empire State Building. That's an amazing shot of the Empire here. Ah, Mothman, maybe. You know, I think you may be right. I think there may be Mothman. Jessica B's like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Hey, could you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that thing in your room? Hey, Lila's here. What's up, Lila? Good to see you. All right, so now we are headed towards the, sort of like the college town here at NYU. But if you guys are enjoying this live stream, feel free to leave a like on the video. And hit the subscribe button if you're new. We do these streams about 5 days a week between New York City and Miami. NMB 045, this is the funniest stream of the year. I agree. New York City really showed out for Halloween this year. But I think if we continue to move down this way, we'll hit into McDougal Street, which is right behind the Stern NYU building, the business school. Wow, check out the One World Trade Center amongst the clouds there. That's a great shot. Hey Mimi, happy Halloween, good to see you. You know what's cool? I'll show you guys something cool. Look at everybody eating in all these little pods right here. These are like little outdoor dining pod structures. But we're gonna get out of the way of the cop. Don't want any issues there. This is West 3rd Street. What do you guys think of the watermelon? I think the watermelon deserves... Oh, here's the aliens again all the way in the back. Alright, maybe we'll try to walk down this way. I just don't want to go into any crowds. I'm not a big crowd type of guy. I don't really do well in crowds. Oh, look at this. What do you think those things were? Looks like they're grilling something over here. So it seems as if they're selling hot dogs, hamburgers, and marijuana pre-rolls. That is definitely a New York type of combination there, I guess.
You are.
All right, let's try to make our way through here if possible. Yeah, RS is like true entrepreneur. Can't debate with that. All right, this is West 3rd Street. Let's cross the street, actually. Wow, this is a good view of all of Midtown Manhattan. So right here is the Empire State Building, and then you see all of Times Square. You can see the Bank of America Tower from here, everything. Really nice view. I think this group looks really nice too. I'm gonna give them a 10 out of 10 just because they're so well coordinated. Oh wow, look at that. So all the way on the other side you have the One World Trade Center all the way downtown. All right, I think what we should do is let's make a left, and then we can make a right and then head out of here, and I think we'll beat all the crowds. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
Another one on the deli. She was a buddy. She was
All right, it seems as if all the gates are being taken down here from the Halloween parade. Sanitation will probably be out in any minute, cleaning up all the remnants. Oh, that guy's a basketball hoop. Hey, JPEG's great video, Tom. The city that never sleeps. Thank you, JPEG. Yeah, it was definitely definitely a cool day to end the New York City on, for sure. Now, I wonder how many trick-or-treaters I got at my house now that I'm not there. Hopefully I didn't get egged or toilet papered. As you know, I'm renting out the entire house in Miami to Airbnb guests. So I think this is a vegan ice cream shop, potentially. It's packed, whatever it is, probably good. Hey, Penelope is here. Good to see you, Penelope from Tennessee. Thank you for joining. I know, Layla's like the renter's gonna call complaining about the kids. Although they did leave today, their checkout date was gonna be today. But I completely forgot about that when I left. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna have any Halloween candy for the kids. I should be all right. I guess I'll just have to be the buzzkill house in the block. Ooh, Nick's is what time is it? That's true. We have to do a time check. I gotta make my way back up to 34th Street. I gotta get the train. Can we do a quick time check in the chat? Yeah, Cindy Foley, I'm flying out tomorrow. I'm flying American, but supposedly Everybody in the chat is saying that there's going to be a big storm coming in tomorrow. So hopefully I do not get delayed. Or worse, my flight gets canceled. Okay, 10:23. We'll start making our way uptown. So this is Bedford. If we make a right, we should be good. Dog alert here. Beautiful dog. Yeah, if we make a right, then we can make another right and head up. And I think we'll beat all the crowds. Western Mass Days, the storm tomorrow supposedly. Now it was supposed to rain, well, it was supposed to downpour tonight, but it didn't, which is good.
Do you have anything for me to be rolling with?
I do not. Connor says walk up 7th Avenue. I think we came down 7th the entire time. We may cut over. This is the Village Tavern here on your right. I just want to avoid the major crowds. And then we'll cut back over to 7th. All right, we made it. A lot of people outdoor dining tonight on Halloween. I just got a notification on my phone. It's expected to rain soon, 10:40 p.m. But for those of you in the chat who have kids and took your kids out trick-or-treating, I hope you guys had a very safe and eventful and fun night. And make sure to double and triple check all the candy that your kids are getting. A little bit of a crazy world we live in. Just want to make sure we're all being safe and sound, squared away. All right, what about this one? This is the Cookie Monster and a cookie. That one's really good. I don't think it beat the cookies and milk though, but it was Cookie Monster and a cookie. Pretty good. Hey, Metal Mike. What's up, Metal Mike? What's up? Good to see ya. Warwalker's like 2. Warwalker with the low scores tonight. But Warwalker has high expectations. So I respect it.
Yeah, they only like very basic.
Hey, Miss Brown Eyes, good to see you. Thanks for joining tonight. This is probably, I'd say, one of the best pizza spots here in the city. Bleecker Street. No wonder why it's packed on Halloween. You know, maybe I'll see my friend because my friend works in this precinct here. And he texted me he's going to be working tonight, so maybe we'll run into him. Someone says the best costume I had show up at my door altogether were different Avengers costumes. Okay. Now, I think we did this trivia question last night, but for those of you in the chat who are new, this stream, we usually walk around the city between New York City and Miami and talk about the financial markets. So, according to Barron's, from 2021 to 2022 is the largest year-over-year price hike in history as it relates to Halloween candy. Could anybody guess the percentage increase of year-over-year prices for Halloween candy? Anybody want to take a stab at it? Hey, Sunshine After Rain, what's up? Juan Vasquez is 14%, Quims is 27, Maxwell says 47, Prince Ice is 30, Wendy England says 13. Yeah, you're right. It was 13%. Now, it's actually probably a little bit lower than I would have guessed, but supposedly it was the largest year-over-year increase for Halloween candy on record from 2021 to 2022 at 13%. Here we have the, I don't know what you call it. Oh, I think this one's gonna take the cake. Look at all of them. You have the entire Scooby-Doo crowd. You have Shaggy, Scooby, pretty much everybody. I think that may win.
Heads up, heads up.
Oh, look at these. They're cards. Oh, these are the, what is this called, everybody? I think these are the Hungry Hippos. The game. That's awesome. I think they deserve a 10 too. Hey, thank you. Oh, look at the dog. The dog is a Santa Claus, so an automatic 10 for the dog dressing up right here. All right, we got a shark and something else. So let's go towards the shark. This is Mario and Luigi. That's hilarious. I think that may have been the guy from Star Trek, right? Spock, maybe? All right, this is the whole Scooby-Doo crowd. All right, what do we give the Scooby-Doo crowd here? I give him a 10. Scooby-Doo crowd is a 10 out of 10. Michael Joseph says, Tom, does it smell like weed? Yes, it does. Oops, sorry. No, sorry about that. No, it's okay. Yeah, 10. Yeah, that's really creative. All right, here's the Santa Claus dog again.
You can get into it, but like.
Hey, Michelle McGraw, what's up? Michelle McGraw, we are right outside of Stonewall in the Village. So this is the very famous Stonewall Inn right here. Michelle, happy Halloween to you. Hey, Mohammed, what's up? Mohammed's back, says happy Halloween. Tom from Egypt. Welcome all of our Egyptian viewers. Good to see you. Oh, what do we got for the nuns? What do you guys think? Nuns are a 10, I think. Hungry Hippos 10, definitely. And here's one more shot of the One World Trade Center. Hey Connor, what's up? Says no Spider-Man out tonight. I think we saw a couple of Spider-Mans tonight. Did we? I forget. There's so much stuff, too many distractions. Hey Alejandro, what's up? Good to see you. Boney says hey from Egypt. Welcome, good to see all of our Egyptian viewers. This guy's pretty good dressed up in the Yankee uniform. You know, classic Yankee uniform, that's a solid 10. These are the Squid Game guys over there.
Never gonna get the
All right, I think maybe we should cross. Oh, let me figure out the best way to get out of here. Yeah, I know. Doesn't it feel like a Friday night and not a Monday? All right, we'll do one more lap through the Village and then we're gonna head out. We'll head uptown. Oh, this one is good. I forget who this is though, but this one is really good. I feel like I may have saw in a movie or something. Anybody know what that one was with the guy with the hat on? I could have sworn it's like maybe in a movie or something. Oh. Ah, The Mask. I think you're right. I think that is The Mask. Jim Carrey, yes. You guys are too good. Brad's Brain, that's a good one, man. Brad's Brain is like pro tip. If you're a prisoner and it's Halloween, you're definitely in a costume. Good tips, Brad. Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, we got one right here. That's good. right, we're gonna head towards the spider web and up to the Moynihan train station. Now, I think this question was already asked in the chat, but how many of these people that you see on the street tonight are gonna be calling out sick from work tomorrow? I'd probably say about a good 55%. What do you guys think? They might as well make it a holiday in New York because... Oh, these are bakers. Look at this. These are pretty good too. 60%. Austin city limits is like 80%. Deep coders is diversity in New York City is off the charts, agreed. Well, that's a good costume too. Look at this guy with the hat and the skeleton. Hey. And it's like 70%. I'm enjoying watching this. I know, the LT Prods is, I bet every class in college has about 5 people in it tomorrow. Hilarious. Hey. Yeah, sure, no problem.
No one can take a proper one.
All right, yeah, no problem. All right, guys, we're on camera duty, so just give us a minute. All right, 1, 2, 3. I think you're good, yeah. Here you go, no problem.
Anytime, my love.
Hey, thank you. Have a good one. See ya. All right. What do you guys think about my camera duty skills out of 10? I'm going to give myself about... I don't think it was my best performance. It's definitely in the 8s. Maybe like an 8, 9. I'm going to give myself an 8, 9 on the camera duty there. I think I did a good job. 10s. Whoa. I'm blushing now. Well, I got to take off my hat. I'm blushing. 10 out of 10. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Derek Hammond is here. What's up? Good to see you. Happy Halloween. All right, so we're gonna make a left and I gotta head back uptown now. Because I gotta wake up early. I gotta get a flight. Was this my first camera duty on stream? Somebody's asking. It was not. I think I've been on camera duty maybe 3 or 4 times now. So as you guys know, we will not be doing a stream tomorrow. I will be traveling. However, I think it is very important. We'll turn this way. That's where we got to go. For everybody to pay attention to the Institute for Supply Management PMI numbers that are coming out tomorrow. So this is going to gauge the manufacturing sector in the United States. Now, consensus is for about a 50 reading. I think we're actually going to come in below 50 for the first time, just because we've reviewed the Empire State Manufacturing Index and that really fell off a cliff. So I'll be giving sort of my overall synopsis in a little bit of a writing on the YouTube community page. And also tomorrow's a big day on Wall Street for earnings. We have AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. We also have a lot of oil companies and energy companies reporting. Devon Energy being the standout. Marathon Petroleum. Good restaurant here, these two. Yeah, Francisco GM says, I am very impressed by the number of people out celebrating Halloween in New York. I am too. I did not expect it to be this crazy tonight, especially since it's a Monday, Monday night. Now, the craziest is when Halloween is obviously on a Saturday or a Friday. That's just too hot to handle. Yeah, DJ, I saw that. Cannabis stocks did surge today. I saw that. Now, you know what else is outperforming? And we're going to talk about this probably on Thursday. T-Mobile, ticker symbol TMUS. I think it broke into 52-week highs and all-time record highs. I have some updates as it relates to T-Mobile, but we don't have time to go into it today. But some major cyclical tailwinds will be in the sales of a lot of telecom companies, particularly T-Mobile. We sort of talked about their big merger with Sprint, which was pretty much just an acquisition. But the good thing about that acquisition is T-Mobile now has a huge swath of mid-band spectrum, which is exactly what they need to roll out their 5G network. And we're also going to be talking about fixed wireless communications as well. I think that's going to be a big push area for growth. But now we have to make a right here on 11th, on 7th and 11th Street.
Where's the company?
And this is a Starbucks store. Speaking of Starbucks, they will be reporting earnings this week. I believe Starbucks is up on Thursday, but tomorrow's going to be the big day. I think Uber also, ticker symbol UBER, Uber will be reporting tomorrow as well. That'll be interesting to see how that holds up. Hey, using people, good to see you. Oscars, sub-6 wave correction. I guess we have an Elliott wave theorist in the house. Thank you for joining. I'm actually kind of hot. I gotta take off this jacket. I'm burning up. Oh, here's the alien guy again. We saw him at the beginning of the live stream, right in the corner of 14th Street. Also, if you guys want to stay connected, and you have not already, if you scan the QR code on your screen, I write a free investing newsletter for the group. Oh, check out this guy all the way across the street, this thing. I write about the US stock market, emerging markets, fixed income, housing. So if you want to sign up there, scan the QR code, punch in your email, and you'll be signed up to receive the Behind the Street newsletter. We try to get it out every other Tuesday. It's a good way to stay connected with us if you can't join the streams. I think that dragon costume was up there too. This guy seems to be the Joker on the right. But yeah, if you want to join us there, please scan the QR code and punch in your email. It is completely free, and you'll be able to see all of my thoughts on the financial markets. Also, you could follow us on Twitter at Walks Wall Street. So once again, on Twitter at Walks Wall Street. All right, so once we get to 14th Street, we're actually going to make a right. We're going to go all the way over to Union Square, which is actually right next to the Whole Foods Market, and then we're going to head all the way up. Yeah. 14th Street, I didn't even have to use this umbrella at all today. Hey, Travelnista is here. Good to see you. I know, Michael Joseph says the subways must look crazy right now. You couldn't pay me to take the subway right now. It's probably so crowded, packed, mobbed, whatever you want to call it. I guess whatever descriptive term. You know, maybe we should stay and go one more up. So this is 7th and 14th. Hey, Photos from around New York. What's up, man? Photos, did you attend the parade? All right, we got the green light. Let's cross here at West 14th. I think these may be the Teletubbies, right? Does anybody remember that show, the Teletubbies? All right, quick rating on the Teletubbies. I think we should go solid 10 out of 10 on the Teletubbies. Creativity is at an all-time high. So I'm gonna give them a 10 out of 10. Is that fair? 10 out of 10 for the Teletubbies? Quims is 9.5. Solid score. IPO says hello from Santa Barbara, California. Love your walks. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Big fan of Santa Barbara and San Diego, California too. All right, looks like this street is blocked off, so we're gonna have to go up one more or two more. So we're headed towards the Moynihan train station. If you can see right here, that is One Penn Plaza. And that is where we're headed. Somebody says Times Square isn't too crowded for Halloween. Yeah, usually most of the people are in the Village. It looks like these roads are still blocked off for whatever reason. Using people's, like, you should try Magnolia Bakery in Moynihan. You know what actually just opened in Moynihan train station? Jacob's Pickle. Did anybody know that? Jacob's Pickle now has a location in the Moynihan train station. Hey, Andy is here. Good to see you, Andy. Welcome. Happy Halloween to you. Andy is joining us from South Korea. Good to see all of our Korean viewers. Gina Thomas says you'll need an umbrella in 10 minutes. Well, we got one. We're ready. But yeah, if anybody hasn't been to New York, a good restaurant, it's actually, I don't particularly care for it, but a lot of people like it, so I'll mention it. It's called Jacob's Pickle. And they opened a new location inside Moynihan train station. Maybe Photos from around New York, you've been there since it's open, but I was surprised to see it, very surprised. You know, maybe they blocked off the road all the way up till 30th Street. Somebody says, Tom, Uber it. You know, if I did Uber it, it wouldn't show up in this earnings report. That is going to be tomorrow. Uber is reporting earnings tomorrow. Beautiful view of the Empire State Building here. You can see a little bit of a sliver. All right, for everybody watching, what do you think? Do you think Uber is going to beat expectations, or are they going to bomb earnings? Now, I'm intrigued to see what the answers are going to be. Somebody says, does your camera zoom in? It does. But when I zoom in, it sort of loses focus, though. That's the thing. Beat, bomb. Wall Walker says it's going to bomb. Okay. Beat. So we're about 50-50, half and half. Abby wants his beat expectations. All right, West 19th Street. Hey, Mike 2020, good to see you. YouTuber says, I doubt they will beat expectations. The service has struggled a lot. Also a lot of competition too, right? So how many competitors of Uber do we have now? We have Lyft. We also have that new Tesla ride sharing company, which is Revel, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Has anybody ever taken one of those? Roberts is exactly in line with expectations. Now, I think they'll have a beat on revenue just because. Has anybody tried to take an Uber lately? I mean, talk about getting slapped across the face with the price. Now, if you were to take an Uber from JFK all the way into Manhattan, bare minimum, it's going to cost you probably $125. If you want to go 15, 20 blocks in Manhattan, you're probably looking at $35. So I don't think they'll necessarily have increased revenues because more people are taking Ubers. It's just because the people who are taking Ubers are getting their freaking faces bashed in because the price is so ridiculous. That's what I think. But we'll see. I think the last time I took an Uber from JFK to Manhattan, it was probably around like $152. I'll look up the exact amount, but it was crazy. It was something right along the lines of $152. Now, had I just taken the air train from Jamaica Station, or had I taken the air train from JFK to Jamaica, from Jamaica jumped on the Long Island Railroad and went all the way into Penn Station, now that's probably looking at what, $14? Because the air train also went up. I think the air train is what, $6 now, maybe $8? Panic says, I never thought about that. Wow, Terrence Yee says you took an Uber from JFK to Manhattan. It took 2 hours. Oh my God. You must have took it right during rush hour. Okay, this is a cool costume. Pinata and Mario and Luigi. Good to see you. Oh, now it's raining, so we gotta get the umbrella out. I think it's gonna rain hard too. You know what? I don't know about that. So some people are saying maybe the yellow taxis may be cheaper. I'm actually not sure. I haven't taken a yellow taxi in I don't know how long.